Fly pattern is tied on legendary 4TMCO hook 700. An old style of fly tying as an entry for modern fly dressers who wants to learn proper ways of fly dressing. This rare hook been taken for presentation as the best candidate which connect old traditional fly dressing school with modern one of fly tying. If you do understand this present movie, you will not have never problems to tie any flies anymore. In this long film you meet many techniques. Many my films are based on ways of tying salmon, trout, traditional flies, even small. So why I decided to produce for you this long play instruction with my comments. Fine silver oval wire is protecting whole fly materials against fish teeth. It is point where line of barb on the bottom and wire coils up starting tying flies. Mine that is not classical salmon hook. It is steelhead and sea trout hook and after salmon. For tag I used to use flat natural silk floss. As a standard in many colors. All depends of tied fly. Here you have variation about hairy big fly and semi-Highlander style. Tag of the fly should not extend the hook point line. And formed but from ostrich or peacock curls. This hook TM700 has got a slightly extended hook point compared to classic salmon hooks. Now in modern times, many modern tied flies do not have tags and butts. Only few wire coils of fine wire. In old school should be 5 oils of wire around hook shank. The number 5 is magical number in fly tying, especially in old books. You need some time and peace of mind for butt floss, which should be always flat applied on the hook and be nice, shiny, elegant, and never twisted. So why I do use fingers, not bobbin holders. Tailing is simple. Instant pheasant golden topping. I will go for the yellow calf-tail fur, which will also great substitute. Fur is slightly stiff and durable. The tail length in classical salmon fly tying is equal to the 1.5 length of the hook gap. By the way, there are many exceptions like ally shrimp and cascade salmon flies and many more. But on this movie I try to follow standards. Important. Whole tail I am tying along the hook shank. The hook is large, and you will need plenty of rayon floss or thread to build up the cigar-shaped fly body. It is another canon standard in classical school of salmon fly tying. No excuses. No hyper-extra interpretations or dreams. This type of tying guarantee you that your fly will be good balanced, will not twisting fishing leader line, will stay in proper position in water current, what will give you fish. Hurl are easy topics. But remember about few things. The tip of hurls are weak. It is worth to cut off about 3 to 4 centimeters of the top of single hurl before tying it to the hook. I hope this advice will be another your tip for the future. Now we are coming to the end of tying the tag butt and tail. In my opinion, it is worth to remember fly tying hard rules. It is not complicated, and even if you are not tying yet flies, now you will be able by tale of classical fly to recognize the quality of the tied flies. It is long movie, so it is time for break, and go to the websites to look at the products. You even before do not imagine how many trash files are on the market. I do not criticize. I am coaching for free in this my movies. People how honest fly quality should be. Silver flat or French oval, in my opinion, can be wire. 4 smaller patents size 10 and 12. The modern ovals not varnished. Before tying it is worth to varnish it gently. Doubling feathers. It is an old method used for pommering flies and for hackling heads of flies. It is wide common known practice. It needs just some trainings with good materials and patience. To make good ones you need some tension of feather shaft and delicate fingers. The feather massage should not to be strong. You need only to change direction down of the feather hackles fibers. Do not repeat too much this operation. The best will be when you before tying make some doubling hackles and place them in a pages of any fatty book. Trust me, it is handy. Body of the fly is very important aspect. The fly body should be slightly heavy and durable. For tying flies, I do use natural shellac dissolved in alcohol. The natural shellac is hardening, slowly penetrating, excellent, all natural and synthetic materials, not producing internal heat like modern gules and UV resins. It is friendly product for natural environment and your health. When you are fond of UV resins, tell me please. Why your dentists avoiding UV lights from lamps during hardening your plum and your teeth? It is obvious nobody want to be a victim of cancer. This is a right moment to continue to build up the cigar-shaped body of fly. All is clear as diamond if you follow the film step by step. I need to let you know some words about ribbing process. The salmon fly body tying basic rules are: firstly, you need to wrap body floss over the body shape. Secondary ribbing should be wrapped in 5 turns around the fly body, and this rule is deciding about width of the ribbing material used, but it is not an end. The body space between ribbings on the fly body should be equal to 3 width of ribbing silver tinsel width. This is another criteria about good tied salmon fly-like tail. There are many ways of hackling flies. In this particular demonstration, I use semi-soft half hackles, which are easier to tie compared to hard ones. I am not big keen of soft hackles apart from spider patterns. For me, the soft not working well in currents. If you have good hackles on the fly, you feel the fly if are soft or like a rag. See, touting steelhead fishing and praying for fresh run salmon, you need a lot works with fly control. Most oftentimes you will need to play with river currents, and right fly movement of stiff hackles matter a lot, trust me. Half stiff hackles can be used for hairy salmon, sea trout, and steelhead flies. The hair wings of this fly is able to fish, but it is fly especially dressed for education presentation, as I said before. And it is uploaded on Rumble as Matrix, where next films will be linked in with this film. To save up time and not repeating again and again the same techniques. For me, it is difficult to film, to produce, and to make comments. I do prefer presentations face-to-face. Working with people. It is nice challenge. Everyone different. Everyone needs individual presentation. The web channels will not give you in full proper fly tying coach. In web world, I am not able to find your good skills. And skills which needs to be developed. But is nothing better when you tie the fly on your own and catch a fish, and my role is to help. This part is treating about wings. The wings end length should be meet the length of the tail. It is another rule. The hair wings are bulky, and as you can see, I am using a lot of varnish. My fly tings are in wet style. So why my flies never loosing wings tails? Not slipping down along hook shanks. Maybe looks little bit different, but are more durable than others. Many anglers loves to buy by eyes, but does fish will also buy this fly? Good question. Not often. You can tie files for tying for pleasure, for YouTube, for Rumble, for Facebook, but trust me, many flies are good only for displays. And websites. I am acting in different way. Like my friends years ago shared with me his fly fishing knowledge, and also I am for you ready to do it, and doing with pleasure. On this particular my movie are plenty of rules given to you. The last one rule is that line of hair on head should be the same like line of hackles below fly head. You can see the tying thread on fly head, covering all materials in the same line. I mean hackles down and wings above the hook eye. Second rule, which is not exists to much in this case, is that fly head should be small. But mind that I have been tied on sensible amount of fatty materials such as hairs, and it is okay. Before I say to you goodbye, I want to ask you few questions. 1. How many rules you remember from my movie? 2. How many fly tying rules you know before you start watching this presentation? 3. What do you think it was worth to watch? Present long played video? If want you and leave the comment. Cleaned up, swept the broom, flew on the broom, threatened with a tie of flies by the paws, as always sucked out of the broomstick. Mixinski, 16 hours 25 minutes GMT, -1 August 18th, 2024. This is end.